yeah, Herbert is the story for the Chargers, and what happened was great for him. But really, the big story is this Chargers doctor, man. Like what? Listen. Like Hank, you've been around the organization. I'm sure you're gonna defend them and all that.
I don't know these doctors.
But
I don't know these doctors.
But you know what's funny? Did you guys?
I'll tell you what you need to do. Get David Chow on. Please get David Chow on. Okay, because he will tell you way more than I will about the ins and the outs of being a team doctor.
By the way, I feel for David Chow. David Chow has got this new website and service called profootballdoc.com. He can take like the injury report from one team and compare it to the injury report from the other team and predict which team's going to win. I think he went 5-1 last week on his picks. And today I was reading this article in the LA Times about these team doctors. They don't name the doctors. In the LA Times article, they don't name the doctors, but they have a paragraph in there that this is not the first time the Chargers have had trouble with their team orthopedic surgeon. Back in 2013, the NFL Players Association demanded that the Chargers fire David Chow, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, that was 7 years ago. I feel for the guy. You know, he's practicing medicine. He's operating on people's knees. Like, why do you have to go back and try and knock a guy from what happened in his life 7 years ago? You're exactly right. I would love to have David Chow back on because I know one thing for sure, because I did talk to him a little bit. He's getting calls from a lot of former Charger players going, are you serious? Did this really happen? I mean, it is pretty shocking that an NFL starting quarterback would take a shot before a game and would have his lung punctured.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask Hank right now, too, because you guys remember the running back Brandon Oliver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The free agent running back?
Yeah. University of Buffalo University.
That's right.
Buffalo.
He tweeted, like, I'm sure other players are going to maybe will be vocal about it, but he tweeted last night. He said, my last year with the Chargers, Phillip Rivers got his regular IV before the game for hydration. The doctor supposedly took the IV out. Phil comes back into the locker room with blood dripping down his arm because the doctor forgot to take the IV out.
Oh.
You know, we all make mistakes. I don't know anything about that.
Like, I wasn't expecting you to
I do know this much. Of all the guys and all the people we're talking to, I have had a shot to the ribs to numb them before a game, at halftime, and then after the game, right? And I did that for 3 weeks. And like I said, it was the most painful injury I've ever had.
How long is that needle?
It was pretty long. And the way they did it was they kind of went in like very little to begin and start numbing the area, right? And it's kind of probing, and it's more and more numb. You know, the first part, you're sticking it right into the injured area, torn cartilage, fractured rib, right? And that hurts. I'm telling you, man, it is like the most painful thing I've ever had. But then after the initial stick is in there, you don't feel a thing. And you don't feel a thing for hours, right? The worst part was when I got hit and I went in at halftime and I got shot up, played the second half, got shut up after the game so I could make it to the next day so I could sleep that night, and went out like we all did back in the day and had a few pops, tore the town up. And I got home, and I'm telling you, all of it wore off. Oh, my God. It was – I mean, you can't move. You can't get up. You can't turn. Everything is your mid thing. But going back to the way they did it to me, they probed shortly, and then I couldn't feel anything. So I don't know how deep they went.
So did they do this on the sideline, or did they do this in the locker room?
Oh, no, we did it in the training room, in the locker room.
You guys are a different breed, man. If I had a rib injury like that, fractured ribs, I'm not doing the show. Like, I'm calling out.